A diagram is provided to us, and we are in question 3. In the diagram below, let me just draw that which is below the information. This is your y, this is your x. You have something like this. That makes an angle of 90. You have something like this. Okay. This is equals to this. This makes an angle of 90. You have a point C with the coordinates 2 and 1. You have a point B, X and Y. You have a point A, 1 and 3. And you have a point F. You have E, minus 2, minus 1. They say, let me see whether this is clearly visible. Of course. In the diagram below, A, B, and E are the points on the Cartesian plane. C is the midpoint of AB. Very important. C is the midpoint of AB. We are writing down the data. Also, F is the midpoint such that AF. So F is a midpoint such that AF is equals to FB. And AF is perpendicular to FB. Right. They say in 3.1.1 they wanted the length of AE. We can say find the length of AE, and then the gradient of AC. Yeah, fella, Mark. This is CRG, blind. And then they say coordinates of B. And then on 3.2 they say BE is joined to form a special quadrilateral which is called AFBE. Name the special quadrilateral and give a full justification. Alright, Anataba. Name, we can just say name the quadrilateral AFBE. And then 3.3, calculate the area by Ratai. Find the area of triangle AFB. Mpelele motho na ketse. Find the length of AE. The distance of AE, x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1. Let's say x1, y1, x2, y2. Right, kinali -2, -1, kinali -1, -3. -3 squared minus 4 squared. 9 plus 16, square root of 25, 5 units. Okay, I have that 5 units. 3.1.2, the gradient of AC. The gradient of AC, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. I am at AC. This will be x2, y2. So this will be 1 minus 3 and 2 minus 1 minus 2 over 1, which is minus 2. Everybody in the exam can get this right. The coordinates of B, that's where the problem now comes. Right, we were told that C is the midpoint of AB. So we have the coordinates of the midpoint. My dear, x equals x1 plus x2 divided by 2. Y equals y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Remember, we are at the coordinates of B. Right, midpoint wa x2. This will be x2, y2, AB. So this will be 1 plus x over 2. Midpoint wa y ke 1. Y1 yaga ke 3 plus y over 2. Cross multiply, 4 equals 1 plus x. 2 equals 3 plus y. 3 equals x minus 1 equals y. And we check. 2 minus 1. A guy, you wanna see, or A, it's a sense, y it's negative. So B key 3 and minus 1. And then we go to 3.2. 3.2, they are joining a few things. They are joining AFBE. AFBE. And it forms a special quadrilateral. And that looks like a kite. Name the quadrilateral with all the attributes that goes with a kite. So this is a kite. And then what do we know? We know that two sides are equal. AF equals FB. That's one thing, that AF equals FB. Those are one of the properties of a kite. And then we know that this must be equals to that. So AE equals BE. Those are the properties of a kite. And then what else? Yes, we can draw up a line like this and say AB intersects with EF. I get? And those are the properties of a kite. We know that this equals this equals that. The diagonals intersect one another. And those will be the criteria of saying that you are a kite. Just to name a few. 3.3. Find the area of AFB. AFB. I get? Alright, we have an angle of 90, that's fine. We know that this side equals that side. This is the hypotenuse, so we can work that out. Because this is a right angled triangle, because you have an angle of 90. So the area equals half base multiplied by perpendicular height. And because base is multiplying a height there, it doesn't really matter which one is the base and which one is the height. Do we have the distance of AF? No. No, we don't. But if we find the distance of AF, it will be automatically equals to FB because it was given. So we can find the distance of a Matat. We don't have F.
Yeah, we call it.
Matata, we don't have the coordinates of F. How do we find the coordinate of F? Matat. Magagabona. Ori. That F. It's a point of intersection. Let's try to check something. Analytical coordinate it's a B. Right, Hanata. Can you see that AF is perpendicular to FB at F? Gradient of AF multiplied by the gradient of FB must give us -1, because at F we have an angle of 90. But how is that going to help us in finding the coordinates of F? In fact, yes, the coordinates of F. How is it going to help us? How is this going to help us in any way? Right down at down. You mathat.
I want to know the points to the AB.
The AB.
Yeah.
Joan.
It's like it's an analytical game. Triple not the grade.
Hey, Joan. I'm not midpoint, Timo. That's how we were able to find the coordinates of B, because we never know the midpoint.
Yes.
Never the midpoint, Timo. Go create a Joan, got the coordinates of F. Because about the area of ABF. Matat. Matat. Harishe bene. F is the mid. Oh. F is the midpoint such that AF is equals to FB. Why bona? AF equals FB. And the signal coordinate is to alright, my dear. Signal coordinate B, I get 3 and -1. Yes. If F is midpoint such that AF equals FB. So if AF equals FB and F is the midpoint. Come on, Xiamang here. Midpoint was X, so we're gonna let X1 plus X2 divided by 2, Y1 plus Y2 divided by 2. This is X1, Y1, this will be X2, Y2. And then my X1 will be 1 plus 3 over 2, and this will be 3 minus 1 over 2. This is 4 over 2, which is 2, and this is 2 over 2, which is 1. So the coordinates are F is 2 and 1. When X is 2, Y is 1. And is this making sense? Yes, because if this is 3, this might be possibly 2, 1, somewhere there. We cannot be sure of that. Based on this statement that F is the midpoint such that AF equals FB, if the distance of AF equals FB and F is the midpoint, come on, so F is midpoint, what A and B. That's what we are saying. And then, now that we have the coordinates of F, we can find the distance of AF. Now, we can say that the distance of AF, x2 minus x1 squared, y2 minus y1 squared. Our x2 will be, remember we are at AF with the coordinates 2 and 1. And then we can say, let's say this is x2, y2. This will be 2 minus 1 and 1 minus 3. This is 1 squared plus into minus 2 squared. This is 1 plus 4, which is root 5. And if this is root 5, this is also root 5. So the area is half base multiplied by perpendicular height The base is root 5. Perpendicular height is also root 5. This is 1/2 times root 5 times root 5. It's 5. Your area will be 5.5 units squared. That should be the area of that whatever. And that shall bring us to the end. That shall bring us to the end of our lecture for the day. The end.
AF is close to FB. But you know for the parallel.
No, they mean over the distance of AF. Moving from A to F is the same as moving from F to B in terms of the distance. In terms of the distance, not in terms of the gradient. You could shoot here.
Oh.